Hi, welcome to another Fat for Weight Loss meal prepping video. Today I'm going to show you 9 different items that you can prepare in under 2 hours on a Sunday for keto summer inspired meals. Now these recipes and these ingredients are so fantastic, you are not even gonna know they are dairy free. So let's get started. We're gonna start with some roast chicken. Now this can either be chicken breast or chicken thigh, but you wanna sprinkle it with some paprika and some cumin and make sure you get plenty of salt and plenty of olive oil on there. Now that's gonna go in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 355 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Now with the garlic shrimp, you wanna make sure when you're peeling garlic, you have a waste bowl right beside you so that you can put all of the skin straight in there without having to reach into the bin all of the time. So we have the shrimp in a bowl, what we call prawns here in Australia, and you're just gonna crush the garlic straight into the bowl with that and scrape it off with a knife. Now, if you are dairy intolerant, butter probably isn't such a great idea for this recipe. So you can either use ghee or you can use olive oil, but any sort of fat will work. You've just got to make sure that you are okay with the type of fat that you are using. So you put all of the shrimp out onto a baking tray, and that is going to go in the oven as well beside the chicken for about 20 minutes. While those are in the oven, we're going to move on to the tortillas. Now tortillas are super easy and very basic. You basically just need egg whites and coconut flour and water. Now you can use real eggs like you're doing here, or you can use egg whites from a carton. We're using whole eggs at the moment because we're going to use the egg yolks a little bit later on. So that's 1/3 cup of water and 1/4 cup of coconut flour that is going in there right now, and you just mix that together with a fork, and you can add any herbs and spices you like. I'm adding some cumin and some paprika like we used on the chicken, and it sort of gives it a little bit of a summer feel. The trick to good tortillas, much like good pancakes, is having a low temperature on your frying pan and spreading it out as much as possible. You're going to let it sit so that you can get the edges up, and it's going to be very easy to flip. And we're just going to store it in glass containers. Again, make sure it's glass, and look how pliable that is. That's so great. And store them with some baking paper in between them so they just don't stick together. Remember the egg yolks that we had before? Well, now we're going to make some mayonnaise. Now all you need is Dijon mustard, the egg yolks, and a little bit of lemon juice, and also some olive oil. Mild olive oil works best, but whatever olive oil you've got, and you need quite a bit of it, so make sure you've got quite a bit handy. And we're going to use an immersion blender. Now the immersion blender helps the emulsion process from the bottom up. So you have 1 cup of olive oil, and you're going to blend from the bottom and slowly pull the stick blender all the way up, and it's going to create a really tasty mayonnaise. Add the lemon juice in later on, and it should turn white. The mayonnaise will turn white, and all you need to do is store it in the jar. By now the chicken should be ready to shred, so you remove it from the oven and pour the excess liquid into a container and keep that. We're going to shred the chicken with 2 forks and keep it all in the container. Put it into a separate glass storage container and pour the liquid over so it doesn't go dry. The shrimp should also be ready, and you're going to collect it all into the middle of the baking paper, and then just pick the baking paper up from both sides and pour it straight into the container. It's that easy. Keep all of the liquid and the butter and whatever else you've got in there as well. If you love having something a little bit sweet for breakfast, then we're going to make some chia seed pudding, and you can make it in any glass container you've got. A tablespoon of chia seeds, and fill the rest up with coconut cream, and then mix it all together, adding in some sugar-free maple syrup at the end, and covering with plastic or reusable plastic wraps like this one. My favorite keto summer recipe is guacamole, and all you need is a couple of ripe avocados, a sharp knife to remove the pit, a blunt knife to cut it from the skin, and then a spoon to get it all into the bowl. And you're going to mash it all together and make sure it's very, very well mixed together before you start adding the other ingredients. Using a sharp knife, slice the tomato and also the onion. A trick to cutting onion without getting tears in your eyes is making sure that you keep the end of the onion intact. Now you do this by slicing and making sure you don't cut your fingers, in 1 centimeter slots, exactly as shown in this video. And then all you do is slice from the end and keep the bulb at the end and throw that away. And there you have it. Easy onion cutting with no tears, adding some lemon juice and a little bit of chili if you so desire, and you have a fantastic guacamole that is suitable for anyone in the family. You can keep it in a glass container and just make sure you cover the top with water, and it stops the avocado from oxidizing in the fridge. Now this is a really refreshing coffee recipe I want to share with you. It is 1 shot of espresso and you fill the rest up with soda water. That's right, soda water. It is one we love here in Australia and it's super refreshing and ultra tasty. Now konjac rice, or otherwise known as miracle rice, is super easy, and here is my trick. Remove all of the water and dry fry it before you use it as rice. It makes it taste so much better, and it's really easy. Just dry fry it for 8 minutes and then you want to store it in a glass container like shown. Zucchini noodles are super versatile. That's why I love making them, especially now because I have a brand new hand spiralizer. You just remove the core as it comes out of the back and you just put that in the bin, and you can keep the zucchini noodles in a glass container for up to 5 days. They taste fresh and are super delicious. Celery sticks are great vehicles for delivery of delicious sauces like guacamole. So if you remove the stalky ends and the leafy tops, get them out and make sure you get the longest one and see if it fits in your glass container. If it doesn't, just chop it down to size and make sure all of the other celery sticks match the same size as that. And you just fill it up with water so that the celery stays crunchy for the entire week. You can make whatever you like with all of these ingredients, but I'm going to give you a few handy hints. The first one is a burrito bowl you can make with miracle rice, some shredded chicken, and a whole lot of guacamole. This one is my favorite by far. You can add some red onion or some chili, whatever you like to this recipe. Now, easy shrimp skewers are delicious, and all you have to do is put them on a skewer, add in some guacamole, and you have a summer grilling special that is done in under 5 minutes. The easiest meal by far. Thai chicken zoodles is also a really great recipe. You basically just need some zoodles, some garlic, some fish sauce, a little bit of lime, and some chicken. And then you mix that with either olive oil or sesame oil if you want to get really fancy. And that is also done in under 5 minutes, and it's really tasty, so give that one a try as well. Using the tortillas, you can make chicken fajitas, and all you need is shredded chicken, some guacamole, and even some mayonnaise. It's probably not your typical fajita, but you can get creative with these wraps. They are easy, they are delicious, and they're very quick to put together. Snack attack, these are my favorite. Celery sticks, and put whatever you want on them. Guacamole, mayonnaise, it's really up to you. Looking for a keto breakfast that doesn't have eggs? Berry chia seed pudding is by far the way to go. Using all of these ingredients, you can get as creative as you want, and you are free from food rules. You don't have to follow a meal plan, and you don't have to follow any strict guidelines throughout the week. I hope you loved that video. If you really loved it, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't considered already, subscribe below and you will get all of the meal prep videos that are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So again, my name is Aaron. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.